Hey there everybody, Dr. Steve with Kinesi, and this is your Start Your Healing Now, what to do and where to start. Today we're going to talk about low back pain and particularly a facet joint compression or an impingement. So what are the facet joints? So if we get our model of the spine here we're up close, and the facet joints are the joints on the left and the right side of the spine where the two vertebrae articulate with each other. So we have a superior bone and an inferior bone, and that's where these facet joints are the spots where they connect and talk to each other. So what can sometimes happen is the joint around here can get kind of compressed, it can get jammed, it can get kind of pinched. And what we want to do to help that situation is create some lengthening. We're going to create some opening, and we're going to stretch this in different ways. And so we're going to do some moves where we're going to do our part 1, 2, and 3 to open up the facet joints and do some decompression. So the first move that we're going to do today is going to be a hamstring stretch. So for this, we're going to use the chair, the hands elevated on a surface like a chair seat makes it a little bit easier. We can also bring the hands all the way down to the ground, that makes it a little harder. But what we're going to do is 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. The hands are going to go onto the chair seat, and what we're going to do is bend and lift the hips back. So this is a stretch for the back side of the body, the hamstring, the glutes, but ultimately we're putting that spine into a position where we're opening up those facet joints. So we're going to go up and down here, and as I was saying, hands elevated a little higher is a little bit easier. We can also do this with the hands on the ground. That's a little bit tougher. But like we do our things in 3 directions, we go up and down. We're going to swing side to side. And as we're swinging side to side, I'm going to change the angle a little bit so that you can see. As my butt is swinging side to side, we want to see the shin bone rotating back and forth. And then we go in these funny little circles, or technically it's more of kind of wobbly ellipse as we go around and around with the whole body. We're going to go both directions, circling a few times. I'm going to reorient everything, and then we'll come back up. Always like to make sure you let the juices settle. No passing out, no blacking out, no falling over allowed. But then we're going to switch feet and repeat. So we're going to put the other foot forward, hands go onto the chair seat, everything bends, and then we lift up and back. I'm going to give you the back view here. So then we're going to be swinging the hips side to side. And so big swing side to side so that you can see your shin bone rotating back and forth. And then from the side to side, we're going to go into circles where they're funny, awkward little movements. Yep, no doubt about it. But we circle around in one direction, circle around in the other direction, and do enough so that you're even going both ways, and then ease yourself up from there. And as I said, no passing out, no falling over, no blacking out allowed. Just go slow and kind of listen to your body along the way. So that's the first one, the hamstring stretch, opening up the back side of the body and the spine. Then we're going to do something that we call the opposite side lateral chain stretch. Meaning, we're going to stretch the whole side of the body. So you're next to a wall, the foot closest to the wall crosses over in front, and then the outside hand comes up and hangs onto the wall. So if I give you kind of this front view, we're here. Sometimes we call this the banana stretch because we're in the shape of a big banana curve. But as you're in this curved position, then we're going to take the hips, we're going to do a little forward and back wiggling here. We're going to do a little side to side. That's a little awkward because the body is already positioned and wound up in this side to side kind of position. So we're sort of taking the hips in, backing off the stretch, and then letting the hips sink into it, deeper into the stretch. And then we do a little twist. And so here we're rotating and looking under the armpit, but this is really opening up those facet joints on this left side. So from there, we're just opening up the spine and then we're creating some motion. So we do want to do both sides, but you want to listen to your body about how it feels. So here, I'm going to face this way, foot closest to the wall, crosses over in front, outside hand comes up and over and hangs onto the wall. And then we're going to have the hips and we're going to wiggle in the 3 directions. We do the forward and back, we do the side to side, and then we're going to do the twists and rotate. Looking under the armpit. Okay, and so there you have part 1 of our Start Your Healing Now for a facet compression or a facet joint impingement, where we're opening up those joints and we're giving them a little decompression, a little breathing room, a little motion is lotion, lubrication. And so be sure to tune in next time for part 2, and then we'll have part 3, where we're going to take these moves and go a little further, make them a little more dynamic. But if you or anybody that you know or love are struggling with pain, don't sit there and suffer. Come on in, let us help. Let us help you feel the freedom in your body to do the things that you love in comfort and confidence. So be sure to stay tuned for the next couple. Bye-bye, everybody.